Hey, everybody. My name is Megan Dettenmaier, LANDFIRE Communications Lead. My colleague Randy Swati and I are trying something new out here at the LANDFIRE program. Now, we often hear from our LANDFIRE community with questions, and we are happy to answer them, but we realized we were answering a lot of the same questions. So, in order to expand our reach and potentially help out more folks within the LANDFIRE community, we decided to document our thinking behind answering these questions and provide them on this platform to see if it could be useful to other people. So with that, please let us know in the comments below if this is useful to you, and let's get started. Why don't you cruise us around this website and show us how you might use this website as a beginner?
Yeah, so the first thing is we give you a little intro to how LANDFIRE can help and the LANDFIRE product suite. And this is not the full LANDFIRE product suite, but these are the ones that I use in fire needs assessments, which are biophysical settings, existing vegetation types, mean fire return interval, and fire regime groups are now integrated into the biophysical settings. Or you can use them as separate layers. It depends on how you want to do it, because some people might want to skip understanding the full picture biophysical settings, historical context in the first place, because you might look at your landscape and be like, our landscape does not look like that. It does not matter what the target was pre-colonization, we're not hitting it.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, you can just apply the mean fire return interval to the existing vegetation type. And then fire regime group actually gives you information on fire severity, which I don't go into in this website, but is useful to know and understand, is like, what level of fire is that? And that'll help you as you refine the assessment. And so we have links to all of these things on the LANDFIRE website, landfire.gov, and then also places where you can learn more about them. I also then go into more in a short summary sort of way. So this is the biophysical settings map for everywhere that it exists, and a little overview, and you'll get that for also the existing vegetations and the fire regimes. This is the fire return interval map, and this is the fire regime groups map. So just a really quick overview so you can understand these data, what they're doing, where we're coming from, what you're looking at. And then it shows you this page. This is the workflow. This is it. And then from here, we have a few different ways I've set up for you to do things. So if you want to work in ArcGIS Pro, there is a link to click to go to the ArcGIS Pro workflow. If you want to work in R, there is Introduction to Fire Needs Analysis in R. With an example landscape, I use New York because I live here. And there is provided code, and then you can do the process in R. And so this really will just, copy the code in. You can change it to match your landscape. You can use the landscape that I've provided, the New York State one, if you just want to get a feel for how this works. But it should, at the end, spit out a completed intro fire needs assessment. And then if you want to do it in ArcGIS Pro, we can do it that way. I'm in the process of working on also a Python workflow. Not done yet. There is an ArcGIS Pro toolbox that I created that does this, because I work in ArcGIS Pro. And so since I have the workflow, I made a toolbox that you can download that opens a zip file and will let you do each process.
So because it's been like 3 decades since I've used ArcGIS Pro, if you click that link, how do they get the toolbox into their project?
So it's a zip file.
Okay.
And then if you open ArcGIS Pro in the catalog, there's a little toolbox icon thingy, and you can import the toolbox.
Oh, that's so cool.
So, yeah. So I still think that if you get the toolbox, as I say in my little warning box, that you should follow the guidance written on each page so that you understand the context of said tools, because I don't know how to write tooltips, so there aren't any. But here's the process. It just walks you through exactly what I said. So load the data, clip it, identify the vegetation types, estimate the return intervals. If you're doing this in the ArcGIS Pro workflow, I often tell you exactly what to type into the box. And there's nice screenshots that I did when I was doing one for the Nature Conservancy's Appalachians program. And then this is the data. So this is the biophysical settings. And then you can see here that the fire return interval, the fire data are actually integrated into biophysical settings. They didn't used to be, but they are now. And then at the end, you can understand your biophysical settings and you can sort of display it based on fire return interval and get a cool visual picture of fire return intervals in your landscape. The Appalachians are interesting because obviously more fire in the south, less fire in the north. Makes sense. And it really is basically a workbook to walk you through how to do this in both ArcGIS Pro and then also in Excel, because you'll get a CSV file at the end and then you'll have to do some other manipulation to sort of aggregate things. Anyone on the LANDFIRE team will tell you, I love a pivot table. So.